without any presents. It's so dreadful to be poor.
I don't think it's fair for some girls to have plenty of pretty things, and other girls nothing at all.
We've got father and mother and each other.
We haven't got father and shall not have for a long time. Perhaps ever.
You know the reason Mother suggested not having any presents this Christmas was because it's going to be a hard winter for everyone. And she thinks we ought not spend money for pleasure when so many of the men of the northern and southern armies are suffering so.
We can't do much, but we can make our little sacrifice,
And we ought to do it gladly.
I'm afraid I don't.
but I don't think the little we spend would do any good. We've each got $1, and the army doesn't help much by giving that.
I plan to spend my dollar on new music.
I wanted to buy a nice box of favorite pencils.
Mother didn't say anything about our money, and I'm sure she wouldn't wish us to give up everything.
Let's each buy what we want and have a little fun.
Sure, we work hard enough to earn it.
I know I do. Teaching those tiresome king children all day when I'm longing to enjoy myself at home.
You don't have half a hard time as I do. How would you like to be shut up for hours with the nervous, fussy old lady who keeps you trotting with her calling, Josephine, where is that girl? Where is that girl? And worries you until you're ready to fly out the window.
I do think that washing the dishes and keeping things tidy is the worst work in the world. It makes me cross, and my hands get so stiff I can't play my piano.
I don't believe any of you suffer as I do, for you don't have to go to school with the perfect girls who laugh at your dresses and label your father if he's a rich.
You mean libel. Don't say label as if Papa were a pickle bottle.
I know what I mean, and you needn't be satirical about it. It's proper to use good long words and improve your vocabulary.
Vocabulary.
Don't you wish that we had the money that Papa lost when we were little? Joe, what does it mean to go on a man's bond?
It's like this. Say I owe a lot of money.
How much?
Thousands and thousands and thousands.
How can you owe it if you don't own it?
That's called high finance.
It isn't honest.
The demarcation between good business ability and dishonesty is very slight.
Infinitesimal.
It's not fine.
What is it?
It's thin, infinitesimal. Mr. Bottomley was Father's best friend. He owed a lot of money. His creditors made demands on him. He took sick and Father went on his bond. In other words, guaranteed to pay his debts if he failed.
He did fail. I'm older than the rest of us, and I can recall we had better times in this house.
They'll come again.
Well, certainly. We're young and talented. Joe will become a great writer. Amy, a celebrated artist. And Beth, a famous pianist.
And you, Meg?
She'll marry and support the rest of us. I had a lot of fun today at Aunt March's.
How?
Well, you see, Aunt March insisted on me reading that everlasting Belgian to her, so I droned away as usual, knowing she'd soon go to sleep, and to sleep she went. So the minute her cap began to bob like a top-heavy dolly, I whipped out the Vicar of Wakefield from my pocket and read, with one eye on him and the other on it. I got to the part where they all tumbled in the water, forgot, and laughed out loud. This woke Aunt, who insisted I read a bit of the frivolous stuff I preferred to the instructive Belgium.
Weren't you frightened?
Scared to death. I read my very best, and she liked it, though she only said, I don't understand what it's all about. Go back and read it, child.
Good girl, Joe.
Isn't that delightful? With incomprehensible abilities.
What happened then? Back I went, made the primrose as interesting as ever I could. Once, I was wicked enough to stop in a thrilling place and say meekly, I'm afraid it tires you, Mom. Shall I stop now?
What did she say?
I'm frightened to hear.
So exhilarating.
She caught up anything which she had dropped out of her hands, gave me a sharp look through respect, and said, finish the chapter and don't be impertinent, miss.
Did she like it?
No, but she let old Belgium rest. And when I went back after my gloves, there she was, so hard as the vicar. She didn't hear me laugh as I danced a jig in the hall.
What a pleasant life she might have if she only chose.
I don't envy her much in spite of her money.
Rich people have as many worries as poor ones, I guess.
That reminds me. I've got something to tell. It is a funny like Joe's story, but I've thought about it all day.
Something to do with the king.
Yes. When I arrived, I found everyone in a flurry. And one of the children said her elder brother had done something horrible, and his father sent him away. I heard Mrs. King crying and Mr. King talking very loudly.
How inexplicable.
Yes. I've been asking questions, but with all their wealth, I felt so sorry for them, and was rather glad I had any mischievous brothers who did wicked things that disgraced the family.
I think being disgraced in school is a great deal more trying than anything incorrigible boys can do.
Meaning what, Sir Oracle?
Susie Perkins came to school today with a lovely red carnelian ring. Oh, I wanted it dreadfully and wished I threw with all my might. Well, she drew a picture of Mr. Davis with a mountainous proboscis and a hump on his back and the words, Young ladies, my eye is upon you. Coming out of his mouth in the balloon thing. We were all laughing over it when suddenly his eye was upon us.
What did you do?
What did he say?
Ordered Susie to bring up the slate.
The poor child, whatever did she do?
She was paralyzed with fright, but she went.
Well, she had nothing else to do.
What do you think he did?
Spit on the slate.
Joe!
To rub it out.
He took her by the ear. The ear! Just fancy how horrid! And led her to the recitation platform and made her stand up for half an hour, holding out the slate so everyone could see.
Did the girls laugh at the picture after that?
Laughed, not one. They all sat as still as mice, and Susie cried copious chords.
I'll wager you didn't envy her then.
I felt millions of carnelian rings could not have made me happy after that. I never should have gone to him for such agonizing mortification.
I saw something that I liked today.
Well, what was it now?
When I went to the fish shop to get oysters, Mr. Lawrence was there.
Laura's grandfather.
Yes, he was as grouchy as ever. He didn't see me. I hid behind the barrel. Well, a poor old woman came in, and she asked Mr. Connor if she might do some scrubbing for a bit of fish, because her children were hungry.
Did Mr. Connor give her a planet or disinterrogate her?
He was in a hurry, and he said no very sharply. But Mr. Lawrence hooked up a fish with the crooked end of his cane and held it out to her, saying, "Go along, woman, and cook it." She was so excited that she rushed out without even having the fish wrapped. She looked so funny, hugging that big slippery fish and hoping that Mr. Lawrence's bed and everything might be icy.
We are a jolly set.
Joe, don't use such slang words. It's boyish.
That's why I do it.
I detest unladylike girls.
I hate affected ninny panini shits.
Birds in their nests should agree.
Really, Joe, you are both to blame. Joe, you are old enough to stop boyish tricks. It was all right when you were younger, but now you are so tall and turn up your hair. You should remember, you are a young lady.
I'm not. And turning up my hair makes me want to wear it in two little tails until I'm 20. I hate to be Miss March and look as prim. It's bad enough to be a girl, but I like boys' work and games and manners.
But your hair is so pretty, Joe. Mine's in the family.
I wish mine were as nice.
I never could get over my disappointment at not being a boy. And it's worse now. I'm dying to go fight with Father. And I can only stay at home and knit like a poky old woman.
Poor Joe, it's too bad, but it can't be helped. So you must be content with making your name boyish and playing brother to us.
And Amy, you are all too particular and prim. Your airs are funny now, but Joe will grow up an affected old goose if you don't take care. I like your refined manners and refined way of speaking, but your absurd words are as bad as Joe's slave.
If Joe is a tomboy and Amy a goose, what am I, please?
You are a dear and nothing else.
Just our little mouse.
What can be keeping Marmee?
She'll be home soon. Her slippers are quite worn out.
She must have a new pair.
I thought I'd get her some with my dollar.
No, I shall.
I'm the oldest. I'll provide the slippers. I'm the man of the family now. Father's away. For he told me to take special care of Mother while he was away.
I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's each get something for her with our dollar and not get anything for ourselves.
That's like you, Beth. What will we get?
I shall get her a pair of gloves.
A pair of gray shoes, the best to be had.
Handkerchiefs, all hems.
I shall get a little bottle of cologne. She likes it, and it won't cost much, so I'll have money left to buy my pencils.
How will we give her our presents?
Bring her in, put them on the table, and watch her open the bundles. Remember how we used to do it on our birthdays?
It used to frighten me when it was my turn.
We must go shopping tomorrow.
Right. Well, there's so much to do about the play before Christmas night. We must be doubly pleasant, for Aunt March is coming to see how well we perform her brainchild.
Her brainchild?
Well, she did give me the plot from an old Greek story.
But you wrote it. I hope you didn't tell her about the dress rehearsal today.
I did, but there isn't the slightest chance of her coming. Her leg is giving her Hail Columbia, and she's too interested in the Vicar of Wakefield. Amy, come here and do that painting scene. You're as stiff as a poker in that.
I can't help it. I never saw anyone paint, and I don't choose to make myself all black and blue. If I can go down easily, off the lot. If I can't, I shall sink into a chair and be graceful.
Oh, do it this way. Clasp your hands so, and stagger around the room crying, Rodrigo! Rodrigo! Save me! Save me!
Oh, Amy, come on.
I'm glad to find you so merry, my
Marmee!
dear.
Marmee, let me have your clothes.
Give me your bonnet.
My dearie, how did you get on today? Dad, did anyone stop by? Man, how is your cold doing?
It's doing better.
Joe, you look tired to death.
I'm all right.
Well, I have a treat in store for us.
A letter! 3 cheers for Father.
Quiet, all of you.
It says, "My dear wife and darling children, I know you will be pleased to hear that Mr. Lincoln has chosen Ulysses Grant to lead the Union cause, and we are hoping this conflict between the North and the South, between fathers and brothers, will soon terminate. I have been extremely busy, and I'm so grateful for my duties as chaplain. As you are all well aware, I am too old to be drafted and not strong enough to be a soldier, but am doing my part and am satisfied with the result. Now for the best part of the letter. How are my little women? Give them my dear love and a kiss. Tell them I think of them by day and pray for them by night, and find my best comfort in their affections at all times. A year seems very long to wait until I see them, that they will be loving children to you and will do their duties faithfully, fight their bosom enemies bravely, and conquer themselves so beautifully that when I come back to them, I may be ever fonder and prouder of my little women."
I am a selfish girl, but I'll truly try to be better so you won't be disappointed in me.
We all will. I think too much of my looks, and I hate to work. But I won't anymore if I can help it.
I'll try to be what he calls me, a little woman, and I'll be rough and wild.
I'll be all that Father hopes for when the year comes around, for we each have a part to play in the scheme of things.
Today, as I sat cutting out blue flannel jackets for our soldiers, I began to think how lonesome and helpless we should be if something should happen to Father. I kept worrying about it until this older gentleman came in for some order for some clothes. And then I started a conversation with him.
What did you say to him, Marmee?
"Have you any sons in the army?"
Have you?
4, said he. 2 were killed, 1 is a prisoner, and I'm on my way to see another one in a Washington hospital. He spoke so cheerfully, I felt ashamed of myself. I had gave 1 man. I thought it too much, and he given 4 without begrudging them. I felt so wonderful thinking of my daughters that I gave him some money. When we're discontented, we should think of our blessings and be grateful.
I'm going to take that advice.
Me too.
Good. Now, girls, I thought you were going to have a dress rehearsal for the Christmas play.
Look, we have the stage all set.
So you're all ready?
We'll be ready in 5 minutes. Come on, Meg.
I'll get that. Oh, won't you come in?
Thank you, Mrs. March. I want to meet Mr. John Brooke.
Oh, glad to know you, Mr. Brooke.
Thank you. Maureen insisted that I come and see the rehearsal.
Joe said they would start a little after you came home.
And we've been waiting for your coming the past hour.
Oh, I was detained, but you're just in time because they're preparing for it now. And we can be seated and be their audience.
Mrs. March, I've had the pleasure of knowing your daughters, and I consider it an honor indeed to finally meet you.
Oh, how so, Mr. Brooke?
You're the mother I've always wanted.
Oh, do go on.
When I was young, my own mother died. But I see in your daughters, I hear in every reference they make to you, the perfect mother.
Oh, they are, dear girls.
Joe is the nicest.
I'm afraid my liking would be to Miss Meg.
Oh, really?
All right, Marmee?
Yes, the entire audience is here and ready to go.
Popcorn, peanuts. Popcorn, peanuts. You're the program of the play. You're the program of the play.
Is that you, Laurie?
Yes, and Mr. Brooke is here.
Oh, Meg. Mr. Brooke is here.
Hither, hither, beyond the sun, airy spirit, I bid thee come. Born of roses fed on dew, charms and potions thou canst brew. Bring me here with elfin speed the fragrant love juice which I need. Make it sweet and swift and strong. Spirit, do not linger long.
Ah, Haggard, hast thou brewed the potion that will free me from the industrious Rodrigo?
I am encanting the spirits now.
Then dispatch with speed, for my revenge must be appeased.
Why is your hatred so great for this Rodrigo?
Is the rival for the hand of Zira, who dwells in yon castle. I demand from you a potion to make Zira adore me. another to destroy Rodrigo.
Again, I will enchant the spirits to bring the philter. Honorary, Ori, and Icaru, Philison, Fallerson, Licorice, John!
Hither I come from beyond the sun, afar in the silvery moon. Take the magic spell and use it well, or its power will vanish soon.
Is this the stillness that would bring me happiness and revenge? Verily, 'tis, most honoured Hugo.
Then, Bojan, do thy dirty work. Rodrigo, thy doom is sealed, and it will soon be mine! Aha! Aha!
Bravo! Bravo!
Didst bring the potion I demanded?
Verily I did.
Ha ha! Ha 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 ha!
Why dost thou? Ha 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 too.
To bring revenge upon his revenge.
How is it possible?
That behemoth villain hath slain several of my people.
Be known to him?
Sounds and stealth, no! If he knew, he would not come to me seeking aid.
How will you avenge? I mean, how wilt thou avenge?
By thwarting his plans and being avenged upon him. Come, O power of evil, come. At thy work and have it done. In the snow or in the rain, bring to Hugo every pain. Send the worst and refuse the good. May his avenge be accursed.
Excellent.
Well, yes, Meg is quite an actress. I think she could make a living at it.
No one ever gets a living out of it. The best they get is an existence.
Oh, I'm afraid I must agree with you. The tinsel of life is often alluring, but seldom remunerative.
Oh, wasn't Jo just wonderful?
Well, she has the spark of genius, and I don't mean in her acting, I mean in her writing.
Oh, did she write the play?
Oh, yes, she writes another and more interesting one every Christmas. Oh.
Oh, my beloved Zero, for many a time hath the moon in its orbs swung round the sun since first our love was plighted. It seems that yestereve we met. Jupiter was glowing in the north heavens, and to the south Orion was wending his lonely way. Oh, woe is me, to be beloved of two men, and my choice not of my honorable fathers.
Mayhaps we can win him to our side.
I fear 'tis useless, our cause is dark. 'Tis always darkest ere the dawn breaks upon the world.
Me father, methinketh me hear me father coming.
What art thou doing, daughter?
Do not enter, father. I am retiring. My maids have removed my gown.
Sleep well upon my eyes and love in thy heart. For the man of my choice, the honorable Hugo.
Good night, father. Didst hear?
Nay, I heard nothing.
'Twas my father, the fair betrothed to Sir Hugo. Oh, woe is me.
There is but one solution, my love.
What is't?
Flight. Whence? To my baronial estates in the bastions of the Black Forest.
Where dwells the dragon?
No longer does he abide the locality.
What meanest thou?
I slew him yestereve. Out of the forest came he, demanding the blood of a nobleman. I mounted my trusty black charger of Pelenon. Fire flew from the monster's mouth, and the gleam from his eyes was like twin suns in their brilliance. He mocked angrily at my approach, stood upon his back limbs, and rose to the height of a mountain. Then he sprang. A Pelenon is a quick-witted charger, and understood with me many the combats with evil. He was not to be outwitted or gainsaid. For quick as thought, he sprang to one side, and in a flash, my trusty Damascus blade had entered the heart of the beast. A Pelenon, knowing the death agonies were too great to man and horse, took to his heels. So he slashed left and right, uprooting trees and leveling hills with each slash of his tail. And not until sundown did his agony cease, and he lay cold in death.
My hero, my Rodrigo.
Here, I have a rope ladder to reach the tremendous height to your chamber. Thinkest thou it is possible to catch it?
Verily, 'tis me, Lord. Cast thou the rope, and I will catch it.
Ugh! Hast thou secured it?
I come to you with great dispatch.
Let me help you, Jo.
I told you so! I told you so! Are you hurt?
Of course I am.
How could you be? I was on the bottom.
Her feelings are hurt.
I'm sorry, Amy. Please forgive me.
It was my fault.
That's my girl.
Now that's the way all sisterly arguments should end. Amy, I'm proud of your attitude. At last someone is gaining a level head in this topsy-turvy house.
Aunt March, I didn't know you were here.
And since when did you appreciate me being anywhere?
Did you see the play?
I did all of it, and I'd advise a great deal more application and rehearsal if you plan on performing it for Christmas Eve, for it is in a deplorable state of imperfection.
Aunt March, this is Mr. Lawrence.
How do you do, young man?
And my tutor, Mr. Brooke.
Did you say look?
No, Brooke.
Joe, you need to be more positive and commanding as Sir Hugo, and more loving and tender as Rodrigo. Suit your actions to your words, and you may be possible for both characters. And May, you need to use less character in your voice as Hagar the Witch. And Amy, my dear Amy, you need to use fewer hand gestures and, for heaven's sakes, talk like a human being. And Beth, you need to study your role, for you don't know what you're talking about.
So how does it all end, Meg?
The young lady's name is Margaret, Mr. Look.
Shall we proceed, Marmee?
Yes, do. I want to hear the finish, Amy. Miss Amy.
I'll tell you how it ends. The father interferes with the flight, and the villain wants our hero to drink with him. But the witch has switched the drinks, and our villain drinks of the death-dealing distillment, and he dies. Rodrigo asks for the hand of Zero, but the father informs him he's much too poor to offer a dowry. So Rodrigo claps his hands, and in walks a page with a bag of gold. The gold is opened, and the coins fall, oh dear, on the floor. Zera's hand is given to her lover, and all ends well.
How will they manage the drinking scene when Josephine plays both Hugo and Rodrigo?
I play Rodrigo in that scene.
Your girls are too versatile.
I'll go, Marmee.
Allow me to accompany you.
The door is ajar. Why do they have to ring?
Joe, you are just scrumptious.
It's a telegram. How? Oh, get her some water, Laurie.
I'll get it.
Read it, Marmee.
It says, come at once. Your husband is very ill.
Daddy, my poor daddy.
Oh, I must find the means to go to Washington.
I'll see what I can do.
Wait for me, Laurie.
Mrs. March, if I'm not intruding, I could accompany you to Washington.
Oh, I couldn't ask that of you, Mr. Brooke.
I could ask Mr. Lawrence to give me a commission to go.
Perhaps he'll listen to my pleading on your behalf.
Amy and Beth, do you think you're strong enough to get my small trunk?
Yes, Marmee.
Thank you.
So that's your Mr. Lawrence, eh? I can clearly see he's inherited the harem-scarum ways of his mother, the opera singer. I can't blame his father for sending him away. Now, what is it, this telegram?
Oh, here, read it.
Well, have you seen my spectacles? Did you ever lose yours?
Well, I haven't needed them yet.
Well, don't flaunt your age and mighty. You're no younger than I. How old are you?
Well, have you found them yet?
What an answer to my question.
I was referring to your spectacles.
Well, why don't you say what you mean? I have them on. Now, if you couldn't see that, I advise you to get a pair for yourself as soon as possible.
Oh, here, just read the telegram.
Just as I said, no brains in his head. The government refuses him because he's much too old to be a soldier. Yet he runs off to war to administer the gospel to the sick and the dying.
A noble sacrifice.
And he sacrifices his health? A noble sacrifice that. Well, you'll get no money from me to go to his comfort.
Well, I haven't asked you for any money, have I?
Well, you'll need it, won't you?
Well, yes.
Then why refuse mine?
Look, you haven't offered me any.
But I do. He is my own flesh and blood and sick among strangers. Stop by on your way to the station and I'll give you what is necessary. You have a train leaving in a half an hour. That is if my watch is correct. Amy, how are you doing on your drawings?
Oh, why,
Don't answer your eldest young lady. I spoke to Mr. Davis today, and he says you have great talent. And when you are ready, I will take you to Europe with me.
Thank you.
Ever read The Vicar of Wakefield, Amy?
No.
Why, you should. It is a very good book.
Oh, the poor dear. See what it means to live alone, my girl? Take Marmy's advice and marry some worthy young man and make homes for yourself and get something more out of life than selfishness. Bessie, could you fetch me a little purse to take?
Yes, Marmy.
Thank you.
Grandfather sent these for Mr. March.
Oh, thank you. Could you and Amy pack them in my trunk and I'll go fetch my other things?
Take the wine bottles, Amy, but don't let them fall. They're 50 years old.
Is that why they're so slippery?
Yes. Grandfather said to put the blankets on the bottom. Put the wine in the center so they won't break.
Lordy, you're holding my hand.
It's a nice hand to hold.
Do you really think so?
The softest I've ever held in my life.
Oh, so you've held hands before.
Yes. Joe's, but hers are like a boy's.
Joe always wanted to be a boy, but I think a girl should be a girl, for then she's preparing her life for marriage and motherhood.
I agree. Grandfather said this wine was for Mr. March when he began to convo last. That last word is his. It's too big for me.
That's a simple word.
Well, what does it mean?
You wouldn't understand.
How do you know I wouldn't?
Well, what is it?
What?
The word your grandfather said.
That's what I'm asking you.
Marmy, you tell him.
Well, it means to get well slowly.
Here we are, Marmy.
And we come with good news. Mr. Lawrence has commissioned me to accompany your mother to Washington. I'm to have leave for 2 months.
Did Jennings hitch up the grays?
Yes, they're right outside.
Are you all packed, Mrs. March?
Yes. Could you get my bonnet, my cloak?
Linda Hatt will take this to the carriage, Brooke.
Here, Marmy. It's my contribution toward making Father comfortable and bringing him home.
Oh, Joe, where did you get this money? $25? Oh, I hope you haven't done anything rash.
No, it's mine, honestly. And I don't think you'll blame me, for I only sold what was my own.
Oh, Joe, your hair, your beautiful hair.
Joe, how could you? You're one beauty.
Oh, there was no need of this, my dear.
She doesn't look like my Joe anymore, but I love her for it.
It doesn't affect the fate of a nation. Don't wail, Beth.
What made you do it?
Well, I was wild to do something about Father, making all the quarterly salaries for the rent. And our clothes were bought, and I felt wicked. I had no idea of selling my hair at first, but as I walked along, I saw a sign in the barber shop window, and it came to me. All of a sudden, I had something to make money out of. So I walked in and asked the barber if he'd buy my hair.
I don't see how you dare do it.
The barber stared at first. He said mine wasn't a fashionable shade. But when I told him what he wanted to sell it for, he changed his mind and told his assistant, "Please oblige the young lady."
But didn't you feel dreadful when the first cut came?
I took one last look at the hair, and that was the end of it. But I felt sick in my stomach when I saw the dear hair on the table.
Oh, Joe, thank you so much. Your father will be so proud of the sweet sacrifice you made to him. Goodbye, Ned. See the little mother in my absence. Girls, don't fret and worry while I'm gone. Keep on work as usual. And remember, whatever happens is in God's hands for the best, my little woman.
Joe, what is it? My hair. My hair. we make were real and we could live in them.
I've made such quantities, it would be hard to choose which I'd have.
You'd have to choose your favorite one. Which is it?
If I tell mine, will you tell yours?
Well, yes, if the girls will too.
We will.
And our sweet little invalid?
Don't joke, L'Oreal. We will soon.
I was sure of that. I never said what I did.
You first, Laurie.
Well, after I'd seen as much of the world as I want to, I'd like to settle in Germany and have as much music as I choose. I'm to be a famous musician myself, and all creation is to rush and see me. I'll never be bothered about money or business. Just enjoy myself and live for what I like. That's my favorite castle. What's yours, Meg?
I want to live in a large house full of all sorts of luxurious things. Nice food, pretty clothes, handsome furniture, pleasant people, and heaps of money. I am to be mistress and manager as I like, with plenty of servants so I never need work. I wouldn't be idle but do good and make everyone love and respect me.
Would you have a master for your castle in the air?
I said pleasant people, you know.
Why don't you say you'd have a splendid, wise, good husband and some angelic little children? You know your castle wouldn't be perfect without.
Yours wouldn't have anything but inkstands, novels, and horses in it.
Wouldn't I, though? I'd have a stable full of Arabian steeds, rooms filled with books, and I should write out of a magic inkstand so my books should be as famous as Laurie's music. I want to do something heroic or wonderful that won't be forgotten after I'm dead. And what? I shall write books and be rich and famous. That is my favorite dream.
Mine is to get well and stay home with Father and Mother. I only wish that we may all keep well and stay together. Nothing else.
I have so many, but my pet is to go to Rome, become an artist, and do fine pictures, and be the best artist in the whole world.
We're an ambitious set, aren't we? All want to be rich and famous. I wonder if any of us will get our wishes.
If we are alive 10 years hence, let us all meet and see how many of us do get our wishes.
Well, I hope I shall have done something by that time to be proud of. But I'm such a lazy dog, and I'm afraid I shall dawdle, Joe.
You need a motive, Mother says. And when you get a chance, sure, you'll work splendidly.
You should do what your grandfather tells you. Don't be disinterested, but you'll get your reward as good as Mr. Brooke has. By doing your duty, and by being respected and loved.
What do you know about him?
Only what your grandfather told me about him. How he took care of his sister until she died, and how he refused to go abroad as a tutor to some nice rich people.
It's like Grandfather to find out all about him. If I ever get my wish, you'll see what I'll do for Brooke.
Begin now, by not plaguing the life out of him.
How do you know I do?
I see it in his face as he walks away. If you've been good, he smiles and walks briskly. But if you've plagued him, he walks slowly and looks sober and dejected.
So you keep an account of my good and bad marks in Brooke's face, do you? I see him smile and bow as he passes your window, but I didn't know you got up a telegraph.
Barbie, Mother!
Meg, my darling, how you've grown. Amy, my sweetheart. And last but not least, my little mouse. So you were jealous of your father's illness and have to go and break his nose by getting ill.
How did you stand the trip, Mr. Brooke?
Splendidly. And your father was a brave soldier all the way. Now I'm sure you have a million things to say to each other, so I'll just take Laurie along home with me.
How are you, my boy? I didn't see you over there.
I don't blame you with such wonderful daughters to greet you. I'll see you soon, sir, and hope your health will return.
Isn't it fine to have them both back? Seems an age since you went away.
It's been a pretty long road.
But we've got you back.
I think our burdens are in a fair way to taper off very soon. Here is one. I remember when your hand was white and smooth, and your first care was to keep it so. It was very pretty then, but it's much prettier now. For in these seeming blemishes I read history. I'm sure the sewing done by these prick fingers will last a long time. I'm so glad to shake this good industrious hand, and I hope that I shall not soon be asked to give it away.
Now say something nice about Jo, Father. She's been so very good to me.
In spite of the cropped head, I don't see the son Joe whom I left a year ago. I see a young lady who pins her collar straight and laces her boots neatly. I shall miss my wild girl, but I'll get a strong, tender-hearted woman in her place. I don't know whether the shearing has silvered our black sheep, but I do know that in all of Washington, I could not find a more beautiful gift than the $5 and $20.
Thanks, Father. I'm trying to be your son, but I feel like crying just the same.
Not bad, Father.
You're so little with her. I'm afraid to say much for fear she'll slip away altogether, although she is less shy now than she used to be. I've got you saved my breath, and I'll keep you so, please God. Amy, you're the last but not the least, and I'm glad you're content in being the last. For as you grow older, you will learn to mold your character just as you mold your little clay model. I would be infinitely prouder of a lovable daughter who has a talent for making life more beautiful to herself and others than a great artist.
Now, my girls, I think it's best that we take Father to his room.
Maybe that would be best.
Father, let us help each other to our rooms.
Mommy, I'm so pleased that you're back. I'm worried about something.
Meg,
How quickly you guess. It's a little thing, but it fidgets me.
well, why don't we sit down and tell me all about it?
Last summer, Meg left a pair of gloves over at the Lawrences, and only one was returned. We forgot all about it until Teddy told us Mr. Brooke had it. He kept it in his waistcoat pocket. Once it fell out, and Teddy joked him about it. Mr. Brooke owned that he liked Meg, but didn't dare say so. Meg was so young, and he's so poor. Now, isn't that a dreadful state of things?
Oh, do you think Meg cares for him?
Mercy, no. I don't know anything about love and such nonsense. In novels, girls show up by staring, blushing, fainting like words and acting like fools. Meg does nothing of the sort. She eats, drinks, and sleeps like a sensible creature. She looks straight in my face when I talk about that man and only blushes a little when Teddy jokes about lovers.
Well, then you fancy that Meg doesn't care for John. Who? Mr. Brooke. I call him John now. We fell into that at the hospital.
It's been good to Father, and you won't send him away. Let him marry Meg if she wants to. Think to go petty Papa and helping you just to wheel you into liking him.
Oh, Joe, there's no reason to get angry about it. John was so devoted to Father that he couldn't help becoming fond of him. And he was so open and honest about Meg. He told us that he loved her, but wanted to earn a comfortable home for her before he asked her to marry him.
Just like him.
Well, he only wanted our leave to love and work for her and make her love him if she could. But I wouldn't consent to her engaging herself so young.
Of course not. It would be idiotic. I knew there was mischief brewing. I felt it. Now it's worse than I imagined. I just wish I could marry Meg myself and keep her safe in the family.
Oh, Joe, I confide in you and ask you not to say anything. When I see them together, I can better judge her feelings toward him.
She'll see him in those handsome eyes, and we'll be all up with her. She's got such a soft heart. It will melt like butter in the sun if anyone looks sentimentally at her.
Oh, Joe, aren't you getting a little carried away?
No, she likes blue eyes. Doesn't think John an ugly name. She'll go and fall in love, and that will be the end of peace and fun and cozy times together.
Oh, not the end, Joe, dear.
I see it all. They'll go lovering about the house, and we shall all have to dodge. Meg will be absorbed in no good to me anymore. We'll scratch up a fortune somewhere. We'll carry off and make a hole in the family. Dear me, why aren't we all boys, and there wouldn't be any such bother?
Oh, dear.
You don't like it, Margaret. I'm delighted. Let's send Mr. Brooke about his business and not tell Meg a word. But I'll be happy together as we always have been.
Oh, Joe, I was wrong to sigh. It's only natural that you'll all go to homes of your own someday. Although I do want to keep my girls here as long as I can. If she and John love each other, they can wait and prove their love by doing so.
Hadn't you rather have her marry a rich man?
Oh, money is a good and useful thing, and I hope my girls won't feel the need of it too much in their lives. I know from experience how much happiness can come in living in a simple home.
Well, I'm disappointed in Meg, for I plan to have her marry Teddy by and by and sit in the lap of luxury all her days.
Oh, I'm afraid that Laurie is much too immature for Meg. Joe, don't make plans. Let time and their own hearts made your friends.
I hate to see things going all crisscross and getting snarled up. Would a pull here and a snip there would straighten it all out. I was wearing flat irons on our heads to keep us from growing up.
Father's asking for you, Martin.
All right, thank you, Meg.
Joe, come to the window. Why is Laurie pulling his hair and beating his chest so?
Showing you how your John will go on. Touching, isn't it?
Don't say my John. It is proper or true. Please don't take me, Joe. I don't care much about him. There isn't anything to be said, but we are to go on as friends, just as before.
I see through you. You're not a bit like yourself and seem so far away from me. I don't mean to play good will bear it like a man, but I do wish it was all settled. So if you mean ever to do it, make haste and have it over with quickly.
Can't say or do anything until he speaks.
If he did speak, you would know what to say. Who would cry or blush, allowed to have his own way instead of giving you a good decisive no.
I would not. I'm not persuading you as you think. I know what I should say before I've planned it all out.
Would you mind telling me what you'd say?
Not at all. You're old enough to be my confidant, and my experiences will help you in your own affairs sort by and by.
Well, I don't mean to have any. It's fun to watch other people philander, but I should feel like a fool doing it myself.
I think not, if you liked anyone very much and he liked you.
What will you say to John?
I shall say quite calmly and decisively, thank you, Mr. Brooke. Let us be friends as we were.
That seems stiff and cold enough. Oh, I don't believe you'll ever say it, and I know he won't be satisfied if you do. He'll go on like the rejected lovers in the books, and you'll give in rather than hurt his feelings.
I will not. I will tell him I've made up my mind and shall walk from the room with dignity.
Good afternoon. I came to see if I left my umbrella. To see if your father is resting easily.
I'll go and ask him.
Mother would like to see you. Hurry, sit down. I'll fetch her.
Don't go. Are you afraid of me, Margaret?
No. How can I be when you've been so good to Father? I really wish I could thank you.
Let me tell you how.
Oh, no, please don't.
Oh, I won't bother you. I just want to know if you care for me a little bit. I love you so much.
I don't know.
Could you try to find out? I really want to know. I can't go to work with any heart, unless I know I'm going to have my reward in the end.
I'm too young.
I could wait. And in the meantime, you could be learning to like me. Would that be such a hard lesson?
Not if I choose to.
Then do choose. I love to teach, and this would be easier than Latin or Greek.
I don't choose. Please, go away and let me be.
Do you really mean that?
Yes? Yes? Yes, I do.
Then I hope you change your mind. And in the meantime, I will say nothing and I will wait.
I'd rather you wouldn't.
Bless me, what's this?
It's Father's friend. I'm so surprised to see you.
And what is your father's friend saying to you to make you look like such a peony? There's mischief going on, and I must know what it is.
We were merely talking. Mr. Brooke came for his umbrella.
Yes. Yes. I think I left it in here.
You haven't gone and accepted him, child.
Hush, he might hear you. Shan't I call Mother?
Not yet. I have something on my mind, and I must bring it at once. Do you intend on marrying this crook? If you do, not one penny of mine will go to you. Now be reasonable, Meg.
I will marry whom I please, Aunt March, and you can leave your money to anyone you like.
Highty-topty, is that the way you take my advice, miss? Well, you'll be sorry for it by and by, when you find love in a cottage to be a failure.
It can't be worse than some people find in a big house.
Now, Meg, it is your duty to make a rich match and help this family out. And this must be impressed upon you.
Father and Mother don't think so. They like John even though he's poor.
Your parents have no more worldly wisdom than two babies.
I'm glad of it.
So, this crook, does he have any rich relatives?
No, but he has many warm friends.
You'll see how cool those friends will grow once you're married. Does he have any business?
Not yet. Mr. Lawrence is going to help him.
Mr. James Lawrence? That crotchety old man, he can't be trusted. Mean people like you never can.
We never see our own virtues, Aunt March.
I suppose you're right. So you intend on marrying a man with no money, no position, and no business, and go on working hard all the rest of your days when you could listen to my advice and live comfortably?
I couldn't do better if I waited half my life. John is good and wise. He's got heaps of talent. He's willing to work and get on. He's majestic and brave.
Childish peckle.
Everyone likes and respects him.
Since when are you everyone?
I'm proud to think he cares for me, though I'm so young and poor and silly.
Well, he does know you have rich relatives, and I suppose that's the reason he's been liking you.
Aunt March, how dare you say such a thing? John is above such meanness, and I won't listen to you a minute if you talk so.
Oh, Jibbity Jibbit.
My John wouldn't marry for money any more than I would. We are willing to wait, and we are going to work. I'm not afraid of being poor, for I've been happy this far, and I know I will be with him because he loves me, and
You've lost more than you know by this folly. You've always been a willful child.
Won't you stay and see Father?
No, I won't. I haven't the spirits to see him now.
He only just arrived from Washington. He'll be very much disappointed.
And what's his disappointment to mine? I wash my hands of you forever.
I couldn't help but overhear. Thank you, Ben, for defending me. And Aunt March, for proving that you do care, just a little.
I didn't know how much until she abused you.
Then I needn't leave? That I may stay and be happy?
Yes, John.
What is this I see?
Just what you see.
Congratulations.
You're the first to encourage us.
You'll make the best couple in the land.
Thank you.
I knew Brooke would have it all his way.
Oh, but I didn't.
You always do.
I would have failed were it not for Aunt March.
You mean she agrees?
She was mean, but she didn't agree.
I don't understand.
I had prearranged to reject John.
And she did.
What was your plan?
To say, thank you, Mr. Brooke. You are very kind. And fly out of the room.
What did you say instead when you proposed?
Yes, John, and flew into his arms.
Mrs. March, at last the sun has come into your house.
Oh, I suspected it, but not quite so soon.
Mother.
Oh, my son. Marty. Come. Your father will be so glad to hear this news.
Did you tell him?
Yes.
You told him no.
No, I told him yes.
Yes, sister.
I don't approve of the match, but I shall make up my mind to bear it and shall not say a word against it. I know how hard it is for me to give up Meg.
You don't give her up. You only go halves.
It can never be the same again. I've lost my dearest friend.
You got me anyway. I'm not good for much, but I'll stand by you, Joe. All the days of my life, upon my word I will.
I know you will, Teddy, and I'm so much obliged.
Because I love you, Joe.
Oh, no, Teddy, please don't.
Yes, we will. We must have it out. And the sooner the better for both of us.
Say what you will, and I'll listen.
I've loved you ever since I've known you. I couldn't help it. You've been so good to me. I tried to show it, but you wouldn't let me. So now I'm going to make you hear me and give me an answer, for I can't go on so any longer.
I wanted to see you because I thought you'd understand.
I know you did, but girls are so odd. You never know what they mean. Say no when they mean yes. Drive a man out of his wits just for the fun of it.
I don't. I never wanted to make you care for me.
I hope you'd love me, though I'm not half good enough.
Oh, Teddy, you're a great deal too good for me. I don't know why I can't love you as you want me to. I've tried, but I can't change the feeling. It would be a lie to say I do when I don't.
Really, truly, Joe?
I don't believe it's the right sort of love. I'd rather not try it. Laurie, I want to tell you something.
Don't tell me that. I can't bear to know.
Tell what?
That you love another man.
Oh, I haven't the least idea of loving anyone else.
But you will after a while, and then what will become of me?
I want someone else too, like a sensible boy. Forget all about this trouble.
I can't love anyone else. I'll never forget you, Joe. Never. Never.
You haven't heard what I wanted to tell you. Sit down and listen. Or indeed, I do want to do what is right and make you happy.
Go on.
Army and I, we agreed that you and I are not suited for each other. Our quick tempers and strong wills would probably make us very miserable if we were so foolish as to...
Mary? No, we shouldn't. If you love me, Joe, I should be a perfect saint. You can make me anything you like.
I can't. I tried and failed, and I won't risk our happiness by such a serious experiment. We don't agree, we never shall. So we'll be good friends all our lives, but we won't go and do anything rash.
Yes, we will if we get a chance.
Oh, now do be reasonable. Take a sensible view of the case.
I won't be reasonable. I don't want to take what you call a sensible view. It won't help me any, and it only makes me sore. I don't believe you've got any heart.
I wish I hadn't.
Don't disappoint us. Everybody expects it. Grandpa has his heart set upon it. Your people like it, and I can't get on without you. Please say you will, and let's be happy.
I can't say it's truly, so I won't say it at all. You'll see that I'm right and thank me for it.
I'll be hanged if I do.
Yes, you will. You'll find some lovely, accomplished girl who will adore you and make a fine mistress for your fine home. We should quarrel. We can't help it even now. You'd hate my scribbling, and I couldn't get along without it. We should be unhappy and wish we hadn't done it, and everything would be horrid.
Anything more?
Nothing else, except that I don't believe I shall ever marry. I'm happy as I am and love my liberty too well to give it up for any man.
I know better. You think so now, but there'll come a time when you care for somebody, love them tremendously, and live and die for them. I know you will. It's your way, and I'll have to stand by and see it.
Yes, I will die for him if he ever comes along and makes me love him in spite of myself. I've done my best, but you won't be reasonable. I'll always be fond of you, Teddy, very fond indeed, as a friend. But I shall never marry you. The sooner you believe it, the better for both of us.
You'll be sorry, Joe.
Where are you going?
To the devil!
What's wrong with Laurie? He was foolish enough to propose to me.
And you refused?
We're all too young to think of such things.
Meg has more than thought of it. I just was talking to Aunt March and she told me everything.
Did she threaten to cut Meg off?
It's an illness.
Meaning what?
Very soon I'm to leave for Rome to study painting under the master.
Isn't that wonderful?
Doubly so.
How?
Mr. Lawrence informed Aunt March he's sending Laurie to Europe next month.
Won't that be gorgeous? You'll see a deal of each other.
Won't you care?
No.
Joe, I have a confession to make.
Confession regarding what?
Laurie told me he loved you more than me. I did a terrible thing, Joe. I flew into a rage, ran to the attic to your desk, and tore your novel into shreds, and threw them into the fire.
What? My little book I worked over so hard. You really burned it?
Yes, I did.
You wicked, wicked girl.
I can never write it again. I'll never forgive you as long as I live. Never.
Joe, what is the meaning of this?
Sorry, Marmy, it's my dreadful temper. Try to curb it, I think I have. Then it breaks out worse than ever. What shall I do? What shall I do?
Watch it, pray. Never give up trying, and never think it impossible to conquer your fears.
Make way for this grand entourage, ladies. Leave us alone. We know how to navigate, don't we, little mouse?
Yes, Father.
Sit down and tell me all about yourself before I run away.
Well, there isn't much to tell except that Joe, Meg, and Amy were such caring and devoted sisters that even though I was not sure of some of the events of those dark days, I felt their loving presence with me constantly. And when they told me of your return, I fully determined to get well.
We'll get strong and healthy together, eh? We'll make a race of it. What do you say?
Very well, Father, and I will hold firm to your teachings.
Then the race will end in a dead heat.
What does that mean?
Under the wire, even Stephen.
What's the city of Washington like, Father?
It is the dream of dreams. The most beautiful place man has conceived. Yeah. But right now, it is covered with a pall of sorrow.
And New York, Father dear, what of it?
Too massive for comprehension.
I'm going there.
Really?
Yes. I've written to Mrs. Kirk applying for the position as tutor to her children.
Oh, you didn't, Joe?
Did she answer?
Yes. She replied saying I could have the nights to myself to write to my heart's content.
You'll be leaving for some time, I hope.
If you object, I won't go at all.
Really?
Are you comfortable, Dad?
Yes, I'm so much better since you arrived.
Maybe suppose and I'll go.
Christopher Columbus! Look at Jack and Jack!
What does this mean?
That I won the prize, and I can go to the seashore as the doctor ordered.
I can't, dear. It'd be too selfish.
But you shall. I set my heart upon it. That's what I tried for, and that's why I succeeded. I never get on where I think of myself alone, so it shall help me to work fun to see her come home strong and rosy again.
Hurrah for Dr. Joe, who always cures her patients.
This check is from the Daily Eagle.
See, the rival painters by Miss Josephine March. First prize in the contest. The reward of $100.
Oh, Joe, how did it happen?
The other day on the train, a boy sat beside me with a copy of the Daily Eagle. He was interested in a story by Mrs. Northbury.
That prolific author, eh?
He told me she made a good living out of her stories. When I told him I could do as well, he said, go ahead. This gave me an idea, so I took the rival painters to his office.
Weren't you frightened?
I made 3 tries before I succeeded in getting up the stairs.
Why, my dear?
There was a desk sign adjoining the entrance with a pair of artificial jaws which slowly opened and shut. What a girl.
Dr. Joe, that laugh was the best medicine I've taken in weeks.
I gave my story to Mr. Davis, and this is the first I've heard from it or him.
Well, it was a worthwhile reply.
Lucrative and surprising.
What does that mean?
Oh, but do you want to know what the story
Yes.
The usual labyrinth of love, mystery, and murder. At the end, one half of the ensemble is dead, and the other half lives happily ever after.
You can do better than that. Aim for the highest in life, and never mind the money.
I'll make a compromise with the two.
I think I'd like to take a stroll through the grounds, Mother. Would you care to?
No, I'm rather comfortable here.
If I beat you to full recovery through my walk, it'll be your own loss.
We won't be long, girl.
Just a breath of fresh air.
Beth, why don't you want to go to the seashore?
I fear to be so far from home.
Fear.
Try to see it so and don't be troubled about me because it's best. Indeed it is.
Is this what made you so happy when you learned thought my mother were returning?
Yes, I gave up hoping then, but I didn't like to own it. I tried to think that it was just a sick fancy. I wouldn't let it trouble anyone, but when I saw you all so well and strong and full of happy plans for their return, it was hard to think that I could never be like you. Then I was miserable, Joe.
Beth, you didn't let me comfort or help you? Why did you shut me out and there it all alone? How you bore your cross so cheerfully?
Perhaps it was wrong, but I tried to do right. I wasn't sure, and nobody said anything. And I hoped that I was mistaken. It would have been so selfish to frighten you all. You were so happy with Laurie.
All of you too, Beth.
So good to me. I love him like a brother. You're all so dear and loving. I hate to leave you. I try each day to get better, and I want to so much. I'm full of hope in the morning, but every evening I lose a little. I feel I shall never get it back. I just like the tide, Joe. Struggles to get another flow, enjoys this brief moment of achievement. And when it turns, it goes out slowly, but it can't be stopped.
Shall be stopped. Your tide shall not turn so soon, Beth. I'll work and pray, and I'll keep you in spite of everything.
It is not for us to judge or condemn. We must leave everything to God and nature, the Father and Mother of us all. They alone can teach and strengthen hearts and spirits for life to come. It's hard to say that I'm glad to go, for life is very sweet to me. You'll tell the others, won't you, Joe? I've heard that people who love us best are often the blindest to such things. If they don't see it, you can tell them for me. I don't want any secrets, and it's kinder to prepare them. And I'd have John to comfort her, and Laurie will comfort Amy, but you must stand by Father and Mother.
Okay. I'm going to believe it's a sick fancy, not let you think it's true.
I don't know how to express myself, and I shouldn't to anybody but you, because I can't speak out to anyone but you. I only need to say, I have a feeling it was never intended that I should live long.
Beth, please!
I only need to say I'm not like the rest of you. I never thought about what I'd do when I grew up. I never planned on being married as you all did. I couldn't see myself as anything but stupid little Beth, trotting around at home of no use anywhere but here. go away, and the hard part now is leaving you all. I'm not afraid, but it does seem that I should be homesick for you.
Then make up your mind not to leave us. I'm going to have you strong and rosy by spring. Think of the race with Father. Do you want him to win at his age and you win yours?
Joe, don't hope anymore. It won't do any good, I'm sure of it. We won't be miserable, but we will enjoy being together while we live. Now take me to my room.
I'll be back. Your part in life, Joe. Everybody needs on you for support. Why not? I'm strong.
We've had happy times together, haven't we, Joe?
Yes, yes.
And I think the tide will go out.
You'll be all right.
I'd like to thank you for coming here tonight. Now, before we finish the last act, we will have a 3-year break, and then we'll take it on from there. Bring it out will only be 15 minutes, so don't worry. In that time, you can find the restrooms right here, up these stairs on my right over here. And if you go up there and along the back over on this side, we'll be selling refreshments. We'll be selling drinks and candy for $1 each. Thank you.
Happy birthday, Marnie. And many more of them. Thank you.
Where are the twins, Daisy and Demi?
John is following with them. Marnie, it's so beautiful.
Oh, for my children.
I'll come to celebrate your birthday.
How is Jo? Oh, her life in New York is broadening. This German professor, Mr. Bear, has helped her improve her writing.
Who is this Professor Bear?
Well, she'll tell you. Your father and I have invited Ralph Emerson to dinner, and he's with him now.
Don't you think he might consider her writings trash?
Oh, no, he's too great an artist to criticize, and besides, he's spoken highly of many of Joe's stories.
He had read them?
Yes, he's read them.
Oh, thrilling. Marnie, I want to have a talk. Where are the others?
Well, Joe was upstairs writing a story she must post, and Amy ran off with Lori to visit his grandfather, so we're alone yet.
Great good fortune, Marnie.
Why, what's wrong?
It's John.
Well, what has he been doing?
I just don't know how to tell it.
Well, forget you're married, become a child again, and tell Marmee all about it.
I'm contemplating a divorce.
Oh, my goodness, such a move would be scandalous.
I don't care if it is.
Well, sit down and tell me what's on your mind and start at the beginning.
He's away all day. And at night when I want to be with him, he's continually over at the Scots. He's afraid that I should have housework and never any amusement. Men are very selfish, even the best of them.
Well, so are women. Don't blame John until you look at your own faults.
Well, it can't be right for him to neglect me, can it?
Well, don't you neglect him.
Well, Marnie, I thought you'd take my part.
Well, I do as far as sympathy goes, but I think the fault is yours, Meg.
I don't see how.
Well, didn't you spend evenings exclusively with John before the babies were born?
Yes, I can't. I can't now. Now with twins to tend.
Well, I think you've made the same mistake that many young wives make. Don't neglect your husband for babies. Teach him how to help. Become interested in the things that John's interested in. Educate yourself. Know what's going on in the world.
Must I ask him about politics, business, and society?
Yes, try it and see if he doesn't like your society better than Mrs. Scott Suppers. Now is the time to grow closer together. Tenderness soon wears off if care is not taken. And no time is more precious to parents than little lives to raise. Let me get that. Oh, Camille. Oh, how darling and precious and innocent they look.
You should have seen them a few minutes ago.
You don't think that they...
Oh, it's not that. Daisy got stuck with a pin and began to yell. So Demi got mad and wanted to show that he could outshout her.
Oh, well, why don't you give them to me?
break them.
Oh, my goodness, I was taking care of babies long before you were born.
Yes, but not twins.
Oh, come to Grandma. She'll put you to bed.
John, I've decided to give less of my time to the children and more to you.
You're not ill, are you, Meg?
Who do you think is the best man for the next president?
Did I just hear it right? Did you just say, whom will be the best man for president?
I think we should run Lincoln again. Of course, James Buchanan is a bit old to be put up, don't you think?
I'm sure you're all right.
Yes, Lincoln and Andrew Jackson is our best.
Johnson, dear. Not Jackson.
Vice President's names don't really matter. It might as well be Smith.
Quite right, my dear.
We must have Mrs. Scott and her family over for dinner sometime. What does she like best, steak or chicken?
I never really noticed.
Then we'll have both.
What's gotten into you, Meg?
Don't worry, John dear. I'm not losing my senses, nor my man. I just opened my heart to Martin.
Didn't she advise you to ask a lot of silly questions?
No. She told me to take interest in the subjects you like best. I know nothing of politics or world subjects, but if you promise to teach me, I promise to learn.
And then we can go back to just being Meg and John?
John and Meg.
The happy ending of the story, or what?
Yes.
Which?
Oh.
How are you, Joe? It was indeed wonderful of you to come visit Marnie on her birthday.
Yes, I understand your train was late.
A cow got on the track and refused to budge for a full hour. Every passenger tried their hand at removing it, but Mrs. Cow was planted there for good.
Well, how did they get her off?
I gave my famous imitation of a cow. No! And it either aroused her maternal instinct or frightened her into moving.
And then the train moved, eh?
So you've become a great writer. Right so.
Oh, why the tone of voice?
They say all writers are absent-minded, but can you imagine me getting to the place where I buy Margaret her birthday present, rush off without it?
Have you told her?
No, I missed it just after we drove out of the station. I sent a telegram to my neighbor, Professor Bear, to send it by post, and if he too doesn't forget, we should receive it before nightfall.
Well, I think the noon train has already come in. Shall I see if it's there?
There's plenty of time. A walk after lunch might do us good. Yoo-hoo! Joey!
Joe!
Laurie, you have a mustache! How becoming it is!
A misplaced eyebrow.
You know who said that first? Aaron told it to Moses.
Get out, it was an old joke
I
then.
have long whiskers, a perfect chestnut.
Let me look at you again, Teddy.
Oh, dear Joe.
Don't be jealous of me. I'm not in the least. Well, you've had him for 3 years in Europe, and if you haven't kissed him in all this time, I'll show you how.
Oh, excuse please, monsieur.
Professor Bear, what in the world are you doing here?
Oh, well, I was afraid that you lose the chance to give your mother to her presents in the moment, so I come with him myself.
Oh, you old darling.
Well, here is the present. I go pack now.
No, wait. I want you to meet my people.
Oh, and see if I could make out with by the description you have so many times expounded to me.
Perfectly all right.
Well, this is the married system, eh?
Correct.
Pleased to meet you, Professor.
Ah, oh, this is your husband.
Quite right. And my name?
It's Brooke. This is an honor. Oh, this is Amy, no?
Yes.
You have been my uncle lately, yes?
Just returned.
But never you tell me of your brother?
I'm not her brother.
But from the kissing business I interrupt, I think he is a brother.
This is Mr. Lawrence.
I'm afraid that's all I will ever be to Joe.
To be a brother to such a wonderful girl would be an honor.
Oh, I put the twins to bed.
Oh, here's the wonderful mother I dreamed of Sunday night.
Mother, Professor Banks.
Oh, welcome, Professor. What brings you up our way?
Well, that is Miss Josephina who finds secrets.
Oh, really? Jo has written how much you've helped her.
Oh, and here's the wonderful preacher man, his friend and confidence, the great mind in America, Ralph Waldo Emerson.
Professor Bear, Father.
I'm happy to meet you, Professor. So you were the young man who was of such assistance to my Jo, eh?
Nothing to the assistance she has given me.
Where did you say you put the twins, Daisy and Demi?
They're on my bed.
Come, Amy, let's go look at them.
Oh, try not to awaken them.
I'll see they don't.
But what is the name of the baby?
Daisy and Demi.
Demi, is that right?
Yes.
Laurie's her godfather. He wrote us from Europe asking that we name the babies Daisy and Demi.
But why Demi? In French that means the hat. Between the baby and the hat, or the two?
Laurie will explain that later.
No, but there won't be any later.
What do you mean?
I go back by the train.
What?
Oh, don't go, Professor. You're here for dinner.
Is this Laurie to dinner staying too?
Certainly.
Well, then away I go.
You must remain. Ralph Waldo Emerson is coming to dine with us.
Well, that's another covered horse.
And I want you to stay.
Oh, you must.
That's fine.
The last word.
No, on second thoughts, better I go. I have delivered the birthday presents and I'm finished.
Oh, you brought me a present, Professor?
Oh! Excuse me, monsieur, I have a blunder made with my forgetfulness.
The slip of the tongue.
And what a slip. Almost a slide.
Mother, I forgot your present. Wired the professor to post it, and he brought it.
I don't understand that word post, so I think you should want I bring it post-haste.
I suppose the day will come when you learn to leave your door locked. Any thief could walk in here without the slightest interference from this family. Hello, dear. I've come to wish you a happy birthday, and I've brought you a shawl to remember me. Now put it on, and let's see how it goes with your aging complexion. Now, Joel, it is so good to see you. I have read almost everything that you have ever written. And like wine, you have aged just perfectly. And Mr. Brooke, how are the twins?
Oh, fine,
Never mind what you men know about babies. And you as a stranger.
Oh.
Is anyone going to introduce me? I must introduce myself.
This is Professor Bear, Aunt March.
Well, charmed to know you. That you have spoken so often and so pleasantly of you that I know when you came in that you was you.
Jo has always been the favorite of mine in this family. I knew she had it in her to succeed, and I had to drive her to it when she was younger. If it weren't for these indulgent parents of hers, she'd be married with 2 babies to some local yokel to spoil her career.
Aunt March, is that fair to me?
Well, we only wed as she is a fit in this life. Now, young man, I have read several articles that you have written, and I agree with your viewpoint. So tell us, where and when did you meet our Josephine?
Well, where should I begin to start?
At the beginning, of course.
No, you tell them.
Well, it began like...
Now, you're both righteous, so make it short and interesting.
My first day I was at the Kirks. As I was descending the steps, I thought ascending was a heavy hot and cold. When Professor Bear appeared from nowhere, took the hot and carried it for the girls.
Bully for you, Professor. A damsel in distress is always appealing.
He read that somewhere. Now, go on. Why were you helping her?
Oh, well, the little back is too young for such heavies.
My second day, as I was passing the professor's room, by merest accident, my umbrella hit against his door.
Oh, that's right. It flew open and there I stood with a dressing gown on, a big blue sock in one hand and darn needles in the other.
Oh, now I knew the German gentleman embroidered, but darning socks, that's another thing.
Not so pretty.
However, it keeps the feet warm.
Fine logic, Professor. Absolutely.
A few days later, I came home to find the nursery in an uproar. There was a professor playing menagerie with the 2 Kirk children, his 2 orphan nephews, and Tina, the child of the freshwoman, who does the fine ironing.
What did you do then, Joe?
No, she joined the menagerie. I was the elephant and she the kangaroo.
It never pleases children more to watch their elders become its children themselves.
A few nights later, he asked if he could read me The Death of Wong.
Oh,
In the parlor, I hope.
well, you get your hope.
He was unaware that Tina had placed a paper-cocked hat on his head.
That's right, and once, in the most sad and solemn part, I look up and she is laughing. So I said, Miss March, for what you laughed in my face? Have you no respect for me? You carry on so fast.
Then I told him about the hat.
And we laugh and laugh, forgetting poor Schiller altogether.
But our merriment was short-lived, for the cap was made from the Weekly Volcano, the paper I sold my trashy stories to.
But I do not together know yet, so I lambast the paper and the stories in it.
Good for you, young man.
And I, seeing the errors of my ways, forsook trash writing, turned to better things, and whatever success is mine is due to an old cocked hat.
Coffering a dumb cup.
Welcome to the family, young man. I knew we'd make something of this girl someday.
Well, I hope we make much more.
Did you see the hills as you came along, Professor?
Now, why would you want to take him stargazing at the hills?
I spoke to
took him to their formation. He thought there might be ore deposits.
Well, there's one time in Germany I teach geology.
It's strange that you should think of that, Professor. Emerson has often mentioned the same thing to me.
Waldo Emerson?
Oh, that featherhead. He's crazy enough to be black as white.
I want you to see the hills in the full sunshine.
Well, I have some wonderful pictures of the hills here, Professor. Come here and see them. Oh, here it is. Yes.
Well, that is no hills. Here is standing in waterfalls.
Where? Oh, yes, that's Niagara Falls.
Let me see.
Oh, this is the view of Niagara Falls that Meg and I bought on our honeymoon.
The professor isn't interested in Niagara Falls.
Oh, yes I is. Is he?
Then here you are.
Why are you interested in Niagara Falls?
Well, isn't that the place where everybody goes to get married?
No honeymoon is perfect without seeing the fall.
Well, I'm going there very soon.
Alone?
Well, I hope not.
Here's the picture I meant.
Oh, well, that's beautiful. Is that the church in the foreground?
Let me see. Oh, yes, that's the church we were married in. Here, look.
That is the church we were married in.
I want you to see the hills in the proper light.
Wait here, Professor. I have a book over at my place on the hills. I'll go get it for you.
We'll see them now. Come, Professor.
Oh, Professor, before you leave, I do have some pictures of the children when they were young.
The professor isn't interested in children. Are you, Professor?
Oh, well, always I was and will be interested in them.
Oh, great. I will be right back.
Come and sit here, Professor. Come sit beside me. I want to read you a poem.
Oh, no. The light is fading in the hills, and it will take you an hour to read that poem.
I read correctly, not slowly, my dear. There was an old man, very rosy and fat, who continually wore a high beaver
Oh,
hat.
Professor, you're going to love this poem. It's one of my favorites. Read on, read on.
And there was an old maid, very thin and prim, who was casting amorous glances at him.
The ending will kill you. You see, the fat man here. Oh, hold on. The fat man and the old woman at the end of the poem.
Just a minute, Mother.
See them.
No, excuse me. Later we all laugh together.
Yes. Oh,
Miss Morgan, now have you a little picture of Yo? No, sorry. What I mean is, have you a picture of Yo from when she was little?
Oh, yeah. Oh, here she is when she was 3 years old.
She hasn't changed much.
I have 2.
Let me see. She is very pretty now, but she was beautiful then.
Well, I do not know her then, so she is more beautiful to me now.
Thank you, Professor. And here's Amy and Meg and another one of Joe.
Well, who is this angelic child?
Oh, that's our Beth.
You're telling me of her. How you all love her, the devotion she gives you right up to the end.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry.
Now, Mother dear.
Miss Yaw, I'm so sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, I hate tears too. I know just the thing. Come with me to the library. I can read you the rest of that poem. I can see you laughing for months over this. You know, the fat man is telling you about, and the old woman.
Glad I found you alone, Joe.
It's the first time I have been in hours.
Did you want to be alone?
Yes, alone with someone.
Ah, the professor.
Yes, my family seems to think that because he doesn't speak our language very well, it means entertaining.
Joe, I have a great surprise for you.
You're always full of them.
Joe, I'm no longer a single man.
You've gone and got married.
Yes, please, but I never will again.
Oh, mercy on us! What dreadful thing will you go and do next?
A characteristic, but not exactly a complimentary congratulation.
Come on, fess up, Teddy.
Oh, how good it sounds to have you call me Teddy. No one ever called me that but you.
You haven't told me who you married.
Can't you guess?
Not Amy.
What an excellent guesser you are.
What does she call you?
My
Oh,
lord.
really? You look it. Oh, Teddy, my hardest congratulations. But you belie your exalted position.
Don't I look like a married man, head of a family?
Not a bit. You're bigger and bonnier, but you're the same scapegrace as ever.
No, really. You ought to treat me with more respect.
How can I? When the mere idea of you married and settled down is so irresistibly funny. I can't keep sober. Why didn't you write and let us know?
We wanted to surprise you.
You succeeded.
Joe, there's just one thing I have to say, and then we'll put it by forever. As I wrote you in my letters, Amy was so good to me, but that I never could stop loving you.
But that love altered.
You and Amy have changed places in my heart, that's all. It was meant to be, and would have come about naturally if I'd quitted like you tried to make me.
I told you that once.
I was a boy then, headstrong and violent, and it took a hard lesson to show me my mistake. For it was, Joe.
I knew it then.
On my word, I was so total in my mind at one time that I don't quite know fast. You were Amy. But when I saw her in Switzerland, everything seemed to clear up all at once.
We both got into our right places, didn't we?
Yes, and I can honestly share my heart with Sister Joe and wife Amy and love them both dearly. Will you believe it and go back to the good old days when we first knew one another?
Certainly. But don't you think we'd better tell the others?
A capital idea. You go over there and I'll go over here.
Morning, Father!
Mr. and Mrs. Brock.
Do you want Amy?
You'll learn how badly soon.
What is it, Joe? What's up? Laurie has something very interesting to tell us all.
I want you all to meet my wife.
Oh!
Congratulations.
Why didn't you tell us?
Welcome to the family, my boy.
Amy, I have never seen you look more wonderful. Married life certainly agrees with you.
Look at the good example she's had all her life.
Amy and I get on like angels.
Who rules? I do.
I let her think so. It pleases her, you know.
That's one way to put it.
By and by, we'll take turns for marriage. Halves one's rights and doubles one's duties.
That ever I should live to see you on Henpeck Thompson.
Amy is too well bred to do anything like that. No, I'm not the sort of man to submit to it. My wife and I respect ourselves and one another too much to ever tyrannize or quarrel.
Didn't I say once something just like that myself?
I know I did.
Yes, sir. My wife and I thought that it would...
What excuse? What, is this lady your wife?
Yes, Professor, my wife...
My heartiest congratulations. Miss Yo, why did you not tell me this?
I didn't know it before.
You make yokes with me, Yo?
They only just told us a moment ago.
Yes, my wife and I thought it would be a surprise of surprises.
Oh, those kinds of surprises is either welcome or disastrous.
Quite right, Professor.
Personally, I prefer to acquaint people with my actions.
Is that why you sort of dropped in on us?
Oh, well, I thought it is...
Look! Our trunks are arriving at the house. Come, Papa.
Oh, well, what you call him?
Papa.
Oh, can that be so?
A little premature, Professor.
What did you bring in?
All sorts of fancy French things.
Come on, John, let's
Oh, you'll adore the new cute lacy and
What did you bring, Laurie?
Oh, loads and loads of things.
Nothing cute and lacy and fluffy, I hope.
Certainly not.
Come on, Father, let's go see.
You run along and look, dear. I'll stay here and entertain the professor.
Well, maybe he would prefer younger company.
Oh, well, I wouldn't call Mr. Marsh so old.
See?
Always liked women's dresses.
When? That's right, especially when they're soft and fluffy and covered with lace.
Did you want to see the dress?
No, rather I would say some things to you.
Won't you sit down?
No, better I say this very quick. Monsieur, I am going very far away.
Where?
Oh, well, let me think for the place's name. That's right, Chillicothe, Ohio.
Chillicothe. What are you going to do there?
Oh, well, I'm going to teach German.
You're doing that with great success in New York.
No, but in Chillicothe I have a chair.
You have 6 in your room at Mrs. Kirk.
No. This is to be a chair in the university. I am to be one of the faculty.
When will you be leaving?
Well, as soon as I pack, once I get back.
I'm sorry. I shall miss you.
Well, Monsieur, we have been good friends, no?
Yes. And friendship is akin to...
Hearts, here's why you cry.
Because you're going away.
Oh, my goodness, this is too good.
Did I cry or you're going away?
Well, both.
Oh.
Oh, no. Monsieur, I have nothing but love to give you. I came here to see if you could care for me.
And you found?
Oh, could you make a little place in your heart for old Friedrich?
Only a little place?
Well, little places grow to big places.
Go on.
Oh, Monsieur, we have come to the place, the moment.
Yes, the place, the moment.
Oh, the magical moment in which youth is bestowed upon the old, wealth upon the plain, beauty upon the...
And gives human hearts a foretaste of heaven. Isn't that right, Peter?
Nobody speaks my name so since Nina dies.
So you've loved before.
I gave my first love to her.
Who was she?
She was my sister. But you, my darling, are my first love, of my best.
Why didn't you say all this before?
You sometimes spoke of this Laurie so sweet from the mouth out. I have much fear he is in your heart very deep.
I only have a place in my heart for you.
Aha! We caught you! Oh, we have catched it!
I can see you have no interest in these hills now.
Welcome to the family.
My son.
Ach du lieber, a mother's kiss. Now I feel I am truly part of the family.
Onto the sofa, Marty. I'll get the crown.
Oh, well, what is the meaning of all this?
Oh, it's an old family tradition. On our birthdays, we sit on the sofa.
Where is Miss Yoder?
She's getting the crown. Here we are.
A queen of queens, eh?
Just a fancy I invented when they were young.